Hi friends, this time my concentration is on water. Everyone needs water. Everyone needs water constantly. What is the question of survival? And every time you're thirsty, you go for water. The thing is, how thirst is created. The cells, in the process of making protein, they create a demand for water. That's what you call thirsty. Now, human body cannot take any contaminated water. It needs pure water, H2O, combination of hydrogen and oxygen. I used to wonder, looking at the sea, how we cannot drink the salt water. Because salt water concentration is heavy with sodium and chloride. Now we take the four elements, hydrogen, oxygen, sodium and chloride. If we separate them, all the four are real poisons. But when they combine, they create something different. Now another question was always in my mind. You see the fresh water available, or we see fresh water in the river, the runoff, the rapids, the streams, the brooks, in the ponds, also in every living body. Now, the water cannot be seen as a single body of water, but whereas the ocean can be, the ocean is a single body of water. You start from your native place, go to the seashore, take a boat, go around the world, the ocean is one, just one. You don't sink unless you make some deficiency in the buoyancy. Since the salt water has a heavier density than the fresh water, so even ships are able to float because there's a buoyant law of flotation applies in the huge ships, boats, and anything that floats in the water. So all this makes me wonder. One question I had in my mind: you see constantly, like Mississippi River, or Yellow River, or the Ganges and Brahmaputra, draining into Bay of Bengal. They look like ocean themselves, but color differs. I wonder, if all the fresh water is drained into the ocean, would the ocean not eat up all the water? This is a question on the researcher's mind for quite a long time. It seems one researcher from France, he went all the way to South Africa, even to Cape Town. Then one just simple man, one common man asked, "Hi friend, what are you doing here?" He said, "I want to know what happened to the ocean water and the seawater and the fresh water." He simply said, "They don't mix." Because God has made that kind of a formula. They meet, they don't encourage one another. You can see in the high tide, seawater rushing into the river, the low tide, the river water being drained into the sea, and there's a difference of depth, the tide depth. So he wanted an answer. The French scientist wanted an answer. He said, "Why are you wasting your time? Just simply go and read the Quran." He referred to the Surah Rahman, that is in the 55th chapter. I went through. I was really baffled. I remembered I had to go through the Quran again. I said, this cannot be told by an ordinary man, an average mortal. Maybe he was a prophet raised by God. But he could not have told this 1,400 years ago sitting in a desert.